I don't understand some of the questions I'm supposed to answer in this interview, to be honest. It's not what makes me a great potential filmmaker, it's what makes me a great filmmaker. You see, I'm what you'd call an ideas man. Might as well call me the ideas man with the things I've got kicking around in here. Funny jokes, anecdotal jokes, mirthful jokes, sweet jokes, bittersweet jokes, butterscotch jokes, drunk people jokes, topical cream jokes. I've got them all. I've even got the anti-jokes, the downer jokes, the crybaby jokes, the bitter jokes, the bittersweet jokes, the butterscotch jokes. What do you call them? Oh, right. Drama. Yeah, I can do that swell too. Maybe not as well as the jokes, but I can write dialogue like nobody's business. What do you think of that, Jason?
Well, Jason, I reckon you're right. Maybe someone could teach you something about humility and Southern charm, like we have here in Southern California.
Is that so, Jason? Well, I'll have you know, I've groveled, begged, admitted abject failure. All of this so people would admit that I'm better than them. How about that? That's conclusive evidence of my superiority, isn't it?
No!
Come here, Jason. I want to introduce you to my favorite songwriting team, Lennon and McCartney.
Hello, I'm Jason Luna from the distant future. As an established director, with a paranoid, self-imposed distance from the world, maybe I can provide a critically distant perspective as to why I was, or will be, or am a great filmmaker to be, or have been, or am currently. It was a matter of persistence. Was I the greatest of my generation? No. But where others took comfort in their inherent ability to do things without even trying, I pulled myself up by my bootstraps. That is, if bootstraps weren't outlawed in the year 2025. I taught myself how to use a camera, to write, and to direct. I may not be a prodigy, but I was prodigious. And look at me now! Unless you're with the New York Times, I hate those guys. In the future, all they do is sell timeshares.
I'm not selling you any guff when I tell you that I'm going to be the next great filmmaker in this region. You know, the planet Earth. Let me tell you a story that exhibits initiative and perseverance. It's a little story I'd like to call GeekSpeakMagazine.com.
Nerd!
I like to call it GeekSpeakMagazine.com.
Nerd!
Because, I have to call it GeekSpeakMagazine.com.
Nerd!
Because it directly involves that website. Hey, could you stop saying that? We're trying to do an interview here.
Listen, nerd, it's a religious requirement.
Yeah? And what religion could that possibly be?
I'm a bullyist. Jesus Christ tell me to start punching nerds' faces.
Alright, so I decided to apply for a job at GeekSpeakMagazine.com.
What? I got nothing.
But they told me they didn't want to give me the job. Something about...
Did you say geek again? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, nerd, ski.
About my lack of a cover letter and resume. But I was determined to rectify the situation, so I resubmitted my application. And lo and behold, I got the job, and I still work for them to this day.
What website are you referring to?
Oh, give it a break. At this point, isn't it your Sabbath or something?
Black Sabbath is in town. Are they playing with Iron Maiden? That'd be sweet.
I'm not just a geek. In fact...
You are, in fact, a nerdy man.
I'm also a lover of cinema. And I've seen a lot of great movies over the years. But in particular, I'm a lover of comedy. And in particular, one movie really shifted my gears in a new direction. Made me aspire to a new pinnacle of cinematic glory. Made me laugh my...
Nerd.
Off.
I'm referring, of course, to Bye Bye Birdie. I mean Annie Hall, the greatest movie ever made. It won Best Picture, but I'm sure you're aware of that. It starred Woody Allen, in a supporting cast that got paid millions. Woody Allen got paid in dog biscuits, which isn't too bad until I tell you that Woody Allen is a cat owner. Meow mix indeed.
What the movie really did was it changed my perspective on film, really changed my point of view on movie making. To have a director whose style you can relate to, is a rarity. And while the entirety of my career goals as a filmmaker isn't to reach the greatness of Andy Hall, or to have a career like Woody Allen, it's given me a good starting point I can proceed with. And in conclusion, I'd just like to say, nerd!